Morning everyone. Today is a Monday. Mondays, generally speaking, follow up on a Sunday. Our Sunday was not very fun here on the farm. So just by looking at this, you can see some of the fun we've been having. I mean, that is absolutely toast, that is. That bearing's failed as well, so that's just spinning around in the socket. I need to sort that out. We had a cow that was supposedly in calf decide to go bulling on the early hours of Sunday morning. Jumped onto a cow that is heavily in calf, caused it to go down, and then jumped on it whilst it was down and has wrecked its back or its back legs or something. Had the vet out twice yesterday. So we're dealing with the aftermath of that. The vets have said she's either got something going on with the calf inside her and a nerve in her back or something, to whereby it's pinching on her and she can't use her legs, or she's got some muscle damage from this cow jumping on her. There's nothing appears to be broken, but yes, not a very good situation. So as well as that situation with the cow happening, let's say the feeder wagon's decided to let us down again. I shouldn't talk bad about the feeder wagon. The wagon itself is proper, absolutely proper. The side elevator on it is toast. And the most annoying thing about that is we could do without the side elevator, apart from the one shed where the cows and calves are on the top. That's got a trough that you've got to feed into, and we need it to get in there. And so our already busy Monday, what is it now, 10:30? I've still got another load of feed to do for this group here, and then we got to tag some calves that have been born over the weekend and move them, because they're currently in a bit of a makeshift pen because we've got that cow that's down in the calf pen. I then got to try and sort out the bearing on the elevator for that wagon, because if I don't, it's just going to give up and explode on me. It's stopped 3 times already this morning. I've managed to get it going again somehow, but it ain't gonna last. I've got to mix up some feed for some sheep, got to do a blend, which I need the wagon for, so again, can't do that until I've sorted out the elevator. I've also got to get the stock box back on the bale trailer either this afternoon or tomorrow, because we've got fat cattle, which is those ones behind me, going early Wednesday morning. John's also away, so we're a man down. But yeah, it's just one of those days. I feel like all I ever bring you is bad news at the moment, and I don't want that at all. I want everything to be sunshine and rainbows. So far today it's not. For the time being, everything in here is happy and has got food. Those guys haven't got a lot, but they've got some to keep them going whilst I try and do something marvellous with this. It's always Mondays. Mondays and Sundays are a nightmare. Right, myself and young Joe have tagged up some calves this morning. We've also picked out these 3 heifers. I don't think they're in calves, so the vet's going to come and scan them tomorrow, or PD them. And then we also picked out a big Hereford cow somewhere. Can't see it. Oh no, she's in the pen there. That Hereford cow, that's one that sat on her calf last week, so she's going fat on Wednesday with the rest of these. So yes, these guys, I mean, this one started sucking other cows as well, so if she's not in calf, she's really let herself down. But I'm about to deploy some cowboy techniques. Do not do this at home. But basically, I need to feed some animals here. This belt is on the verge of giving up. As you can see, silage is getting in underneath and it's just not good. But I just need to feed this one pen, and then I can take it apart and have a look at it. If I take it apart and I don't fix it, and I haven't fed these, that's a nightmare. I've got to take it apart. So what I'm going to do, feed this out, and then we'll start hoiking stuff off. That bearing's definitely got to be replaced. We're going to try and square it up a bit, clean out all the silage that's underneath and get it running a bit truer, put the new bearing on. Hopefully it holds until our new belt and joiners arrive, which have been ordered. Don't do this at home, kids. Well, it worked. So everything in this shed is fed now for at least today and tomorrow. So I've got a bit of time to get this thing repaired. It's just stopped, but it was smoking fair, that bearing. So we'll go and get that taken out. I think that's the problem, that has dropped because the bearing's gone. The belt is running this way, leaves a gap that side for stuff to get into, like that, look. All that good food should be going to these cows. We'll go and start taking stuff apart. That's the easy bit, is getting it back together again. Where I struggle. Cows and calves. Here's Dinky, little twin that was fostered by that cow behind her, 2981. She is tiny. Are you a tiny little calf? Ow! So cute. What a day. So this is one of those situations where I really wish I knew what I was doing. I'm trying to take the tension off the roller so I can get the belt slack, to get the belt off, to clean out underneath it, to then get the bearing out to replace it. But one of the studs, it looks like this, that actually holds the bearing to the top of the roller. I need to be able to get a spanner on the back of it because the captive nuts come loose and the belt is so far over this way that I can't do that, which is very annoying. In the meantime, we've got another cow that is displaying all the signs of milk fever, so we're going to go and treat her. Joe's just got back with some calcium, so we'll do that first. It's more important than this. So there is the bearing, and yeah, that's the housing. That might have been why it wasn't working so well. So young Joseph here is going to take it to Fixins for us. Colin the dog, another farm dog. Hey Colin! Right, so I've got to get this out now somehow. Oh, this is some job. Right, to try and get this belt off. That's what was holding it on. Piece of high tensile wire. This hasn't exactly gone to plan because we now can't actually fix it. Right, as you can hopefully see, we've now got all of this exposed. So now that the belt is off, this roller is just going to idle. Well, this roller won't move at all. That one will still spin because the motor is still on it. So what I'm going to do is just not do anything to this. I can still feed in every shed apart from that top one without the elevator. So we're going to not worry about the elevator for the time being. And anything that we need to feed into the top shed, we'll mix up in this, split it on the floor in the silage pit, and then we'll put it in the straw chopper and put it in the trough with the straw chopper. Sound like a plan? There should not be silage underneath these wings, and there is. So that's an issue. So it's been collecting down the sides here. I finally got both bearings off, so this is the good one. Look at that, nice smooth bearing off the other end of the roller. I've put the two little grub screws back in it. And you might think that is useless information for you to know, but the reason I'm telling you is so that when John asks me what I've done with it all, I can look back at the video and remember what I've done with it all. I mean, that bearing's not sitting 100% right anyway. So we now have both bearings off. Joe's gone to the Fixins to see if he can get another housing. We've got plenty of the actual bearings themselves. We've got all the studs and nuts and everything there. So that roller is now not actually attached to anything. The reason I took the other end off, if I leave half of it on there and it jiggles about whilst we're using this part of the feeder, there's every chance I could lose it, the bits that are on it. So I've taken it off. So now when I use this belt, this roller will still spin because the oil still goes to it, but obviously there's no belt on there, so there's nothing to drive anything up here, so that's all good. We'll have to just mix up some feed and put it in with the straw chopper for the next couple of days in the other shed up there. I don't honestly know what the end result of this will be. It's becoming a pain in our backside, being completely honest. We can't keep the belt on it square when it is on, and it eats bearings, it eats belts. It's just no good. Now I know I'm only doing this by hand, but if you see this roller, he's pushed up as far this way as he can be. If I just push him gently in the middle and roll him around a few times, can you see how that roller now ends up over on this side? Well, there's currently no tension on any of that whatsoever, so he should just be sitting level, but he shouldn't be rolling that way all on his own, I don't think. So whether there's something wrong there, whether it's just because we're parked on not a completely level yard, I don't know. I'm going to put my tools away before I forget where they've all gone, and we'll have to soldier on like this for a couple of days. Looks a bit different without a belt on it. If I get the belt running, see that bottom roll, it rolls, but the top one doesn't. That's fine. Do that like that. Quite frankly, I've had enough of looking at this thing today, so parking it up and going to look at some cows. So whilst I've been farting around with this thing, we have had another cow calve, which is nice. Team sheep have been out doing stuff with sheep. They just never open the gates after they shut them. and that post is quite off, you know. Best thing about having a hard day or a bad day on the farm is that tomorrow is a completely new day. Start again, hopefully have a better day. But yes, we've had another new calf, so we're just going to triple check, make sure that one's all right this afternoon. We had one of our old Herefords, she's nearly 13 years old. Whilst we were trying to fish out those empty heifers I was mentioning earlier and put them back in the shed, we had one of our old Herefords tried to get up and get out of the way of us, and I thought, you don't look right, cow. She just looked a little bit wobbly, but she did get up. And so I thought, we'll remove these heifers and I'll come back and have a look at you. Went back to have a look at her, and she had lied down and she couldn't get up. So then I thought, let's put some calcium in her under the skin, cover her for that. And didn't have any calcium. And it's just like, I'm sure we had calcium and we didn't have any calcium. Look at that cheeky beggar, squirrel. He's in there eating me wheat. So then Joe went off to the vet to get some calcium. We put some calcium in her. She did try and get up again when we put the needle in her to put the calcium under her skin, and she still couldn't get up. Put a bottle of calcium in her, and literally 2 minutes later, stood up absolutely fine. It's absolutely amazing how that works. All right, let's shut this door down. Go and have a look at our cows, make sure they're all right. And then I'm thinking I'm calling it a day. Right, just coming for a look around the cows before I go home. All of these guys in here are getting pretty close to calving. See, that one's uddered up. That's uddered up. Even that one there's added up. We're thinking there's a couple in here that aren't in calf, but I can't think off the top of my head who they are. Here's the new one in the corner. Why are you putting yourself at risk like that, calf, lying right in front of your mum? I think John said he doesn't think this one's in calf here, or 476, so he might take those two out tomorrow and run them down the other shed. And then the vet's coming tomorrow just to re-scan them or re-PD them. So we'll take those two out and do that tomorrow. What's your number, cow? 1877. That's it, calf, you get up. I don't want you to get squashed in that corner. You're a lovely little blonde thing, aren't you? Hello, mother. Get out of death corner, as we call it. Well done, cow. Lovely little calf. Boy chap or girl chap? Yet another bull calf. Right, calves, everyone happy in here? Oh, look at that one having a stretch. These guys all look happy. Just get a little bit worried when we've had a few of the issues we have with the last half a dozen. So I do like to walk through them all before I go home, just make sure they're all alright. We'll tag you tomorrow, mate. You're getting re-scanned tomorrow. Here's my friendly white one. How are you? You better be in, calf. If you're not, I'm going to be upset. I've not seen her bulling, so that's a little bit of hope. And then over here we've got this one that we had to give some calcium to, and that one down there that's hurt its back legs. So we've got feed and water in front of it. How that one went, I have no idea. It's not good anyway. The main thing is that the cow is comfortable there. She's not in pain. She's very heavy in carbs, so got to keep a bit of an eye on her, because if she starts calving, we'll probably have to assist her. That wraps up another day. I think there's less than 30 to calve now, 29 left to calve. There's going to be a few empties in that as well. So we'll see where we end up. Joe's been off to try and get a housing for that bearing. The place he's been to don't have one, and not sure if they can get one, so we might have to either try and find a bearing specialist or try and find one online. But we can manage without it for the time being. So this is the only shed here, this trough, that we need to be able to feed into with that elevator. I can just use a straw trougher for the next couple days, that's no problem whatsoever. In fact, that might even be the thing to do going forward. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Head down to the description for loads of other links for our socials, for merchandise and our sponsors. And we'll see you on another video very soon. Cheerio.
Like a drug that